Hey, everybody, welcome back to the studio. Welcome back to the show. And if you are new here, welcome to Beer Time with Big Bird. I am your host, just like it says in the title, at Big Bird Offie, the genuine in the flesh. Be sure to follow me at Big Bird Offie on all the socials, and be sure to also follow my podcast counterpart and brother in arms, Donovan himself. He is at alpaca underscore Donovan on the Instagram and at Salt of the Street on Twitter. So before we dive into today's beer, there's a little housekeeping I think we want to hit beforehand. If you are a follower of our social medias or my social media, Donovan's social media, either one of us, you'll probably would have known by now that there is zero Salt of the Streets podcast episode 127 happening tomorrow. It's not going to happen anymore. We actually had a nice little surprise earlier this week, and Donovan and Jordan had their baby girl, so she is doing well. Mama's doing well. Everybody's doing well, and just like they should be, they're at home, and they will remain home this weekend, so there will be no show. We will be providing further updates on our social media, so one more time, be sure to follow those at alpaca Donovan on Instagram, at Salt of the Streets on Twitter, and I am at Big Bird Offie on all the things. So without any further delay, I need to go grab some ice because we're going to be doing something special today. We're not just drinking a beer. We're drinking a beer cocktail. So I'm going to go grab some ice, and I will see you in about 5 seconds for some more Beer Time with Big Bird. Okay, we have ice. We have the rest of our ingredients that I should probably go over with you guys. But before we go over all the ingredients, make sure that you are liking, commenting, subscribing, turning that notification bell, all the things. Do all the things. It helps. The algorithms are tough to get through if you're not one of the club. And let's just say here at Salt Streets, we ain't one of the club, so we could really use the help. Hit that like button, hit the notification bell. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. It's a good time. We've got tons of content and always more content coming out. So stay tuned for that. So without any further delay, let's go over what we need for today. We need this fancy little mug here. I did a clear one because so you could see it. And plus, I mean, who doesn't like a clear coffee mug? We're gonna need some ice, which I got some fancy ice balls here from my freezer. I like the fancy ice balls. We're gonna need some cold brew coffee, which I have prepared in advance. And I don't usually do a sweet iced coffee because that's what we're gonna be making today. But I made a little bit of sweet cream. So we're going to do that right at the end, and it should look pretty nice. But the thing that's really going to make this thing pop today is our Silver City Panther Lake Porter. Had to double check that one. It's a really good, just standard porter from our good friends over at Silver City. We are not, I repeat, not going to go to the website again. We give them all the free promo, and we just seem to be hanging out a lot at Silver City these days. So we're not going to do that. But what we are going to do is muck us a little beer cocktail. We're going to be making a porter iced coffee. It's really that simple. So we've got ourselves a porter. I think we're going to have to cheat and actually do a little tasting of this bad boy on its own. I do love a good porter. It's a nice dark beer, but it's not too thick, like a nice stout and stuff like that. I like that. It's nice. It could still be refreshing even though it's dark. So what we're going to do is we're going to do about half this bad boy. So if you're going to be doing this at home, you just any kind of, coffee mug that you got going on. So fill it up about halfway. Bueno. You know what? Let's be realistic here. Let's add a little bit extra. We want a coffee, a beer iced coffee. Or do we want an iced coffee? No, we want a beer with iced coffee. That's what we want. And we're going to go ahead and add a couple of our fancy schmancy ice cubies here. It feels very, very strange to be putting ice cubes in a beer. And then I don't trust my pour over the keyboard today with the iced coffee. So I'm just going to pour the other half of the iced coffee in there. There you go. Lots of little sudsies. And then just for fun, let's add just a dash of sweet cream. Oh. And then I go, oh, look at it. Look at it. That's what I was hoping for. That is literally the only reason I was thinking about doing sweet cream, so we can get that cool cloud thing on and put it on the internet. So score, that worked. So there we go. We got ourselves a fancy Friday night cocktail. My lovely wife is out of town this week. She's heading up to Canada for the weekend, and we got no podcast tomorrow, and so empty house. Might have to have some fun tonight. We might need some energy for that fun tonight, so we better get some coffee along with our Friday night beer. I mean, I'd smell it. I am smelling it. It smells like a porter with some coffee and some sweet cream. Nothing crazy there. Who would have expected that? But let's taste it. That's actually pretty good. It's pretty good. I kind of looked up a few of these types of recipes beforehand, and most of them just say a 50-50 mix between the actual beer and the iced coffee. I feel like I went a little heavier on the beer, and I feel like I could use a little bit more beer, to be perfectly honest. I might drink a little bit more of this and just keep topping it off with some more porter. Maybe thinking of it as like when you mix up another cocktail or something, and you just add just a splash of soda. We use Coke for color. I think that might be the best way on here. That cold brew coffee really goes a long ways. Oh, that sweet cream's really nice. Just a dash, you could see it's still pretty dark. It's kind of hard to tell there with the light, but still pretty dark, which is nice. It doesn't look like a iced latte from Starbucks or something like that. But you get a little bit of the fizz left from that porter and a nice strong hit of coffee. And there's a really big coffee flavored porter or coffee porter, trend in the porter world too. So if I had a coffee porter sitting around, I definitely would have tried that. I'm trying to think of a couple major ones. Nope. I know there's a big kind of regional one we have around here called Kona. Or is it called Kona? No, I'm not even gonna say that. I don't want to make a liar out of myself. But there's a couple decent coffee porters you can usually get your hands on year round. Nothing special from kind of the big providers. But I'm pretty sure if you have any kind of local microbrew scene at all where you live or somewhere close, I guarantee you at some point they're going to have a coffee porter on deck, because it just seems natural when you're making a porter. Well, hot dog, this is fantastic. But also, I wonder what the beer tastes like. Oh, there we go. Now we stole some. That is so good. The Panther Lake Porter, Silver City. I'm so tired of always talking good about Silver City. I wish they'd for a second make one bad beer or a beer that I don't like. I haven't had that issue yet. People just think I'm a total Silver City shill. Kind of am a little bit. Local boys, you gotta support the local team, especially when it comes to your breweries. So let's see what they have to say about this Panther Lake Porter. Porter dick. I hate beer puns. Can I just say that? A dark and robust ale with multi-layers of roasted chocolatey goodness and rich caramel undertones. Can confirm. There's like a front end sweetness to this porter, which I don't remember last time I had it. And it's just, I don't hate it at all. It's so good. Hops, we got the Nugget hops and the Liberty hops. Hashtag Liberty all the way. Malt, so we got the P&W Pale, or the Northwest Pale, sorry. Flaked barley, chocolate, Munich, honey malt, brown, and caramel. Lots and lots of hard color caramels, or malts there. Excuse me. Oi. IBU's only 35 and 6% alcohol by volume. I'm trying to think if I've ever seen this in cans. I don't know. I could check their website, but we always go to Silver City's website, so we're not going to do that. Anyways, this has been a fantastic beer. I'm a huge fan of this beer on its own, but I'm also super jazzed that it works great in a fun little cocktail. I'm gonna go ahead. It's getting a little low, so we're just gonna add some more porter to it because let's face it, this is a beer show. But we've talked about it before in the past. There's a few mixed beers things that we are gonna do on the channel at some point. There's gonna be probably more beer cocktails. I mean, if I'm a huge beer fan. I don't think you need to be a purist by insinuating you can't do stuff with it and have some fun with it. I mean, I'm a big fan of coffee. I'm a big fan of beer. I'm a big fan of like whiskeys and scotches and stuff like that. But we can enjoy all of those things through the lens of beer. And that's what we're going to do going forward. And then also, we got tons of other beers to drink. I still haven't even scratched the surface of all our local breweries beer. So today we're gonna do the beer cocktail. Next week, you never know what we'll find right here on Beer Time with Big Bird. Until then, cheers everybody. Hope you have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you next time.
Welcome to the salt of the streets, coming at you every week with this food for thought. Hope you ready to eat everything.